live. Hello, everybody. We hit the funny button, and now there's a stream. Noman. The floor is yours, Noman. You guys don't get to be dead. I do not care about your 40-hour power hour. You volunteered for this. Alright. What? Oh, I forgot to get done. Yeah, you didn't see that. I know. Fuck. You know... Yep, yeah, see? You were seeing things. There was no problem. Why the hell do you have to hit the submit button every time you want to make a change? That's kind of annoying. Well, Noan, we are gathered today to hear you start the floor. Well, do you want to start with some history in the beginning? I think about 2 years ago, everything started with Taco's first patch. Yes, what it was supposed to be is remove charm potions for guided warps, but it ended up being 2 separate codes, where one removed charm potions and one added guided warps, because... So, my problem with it is that, you know, I love you, Taco, I love all the work you did, but, like, Jesus Christ, did Robo Knight and Hero really need to be, like, +1 and +2 in all stats? Like, oh my god. Yes, so how Taco... So how So I'll open it up, and then someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But generally speaking, the primary classes stayed the same for masteries, but the secondary classes, such as in this case, monk, uh, ninja, spell sword, and alchemist, respectively, got an additional stat like their secondary focus one. So spell sword got attack and magic. The ninja got attack and speed, and alchemist got speed and magic mastery, which isn't anything that crazy. Like I can understand what they were going for there. But then you have like, then you have Robo Knight, which is instead of it being just +1 defense on mastery, it's +1 to all stats for mastery, which is already kind of wow. That makes Robo Knight a lot fucking stronger than it used to be. Because, like, you could just finish Robo Knight and then do whatever the fuck you wanted and get an additional +1 to all things. So it's like, wow, that's pretty good. Combined with the AR code that you don't need to do the class requirements for, like, Robo Knight. Oh, Jesus. And then you have to consider the fact that Hero already gets +2 just from base level up without any other masteries. They get an additional +1 from mastery. So if you did Robo Knight as well, you're getting 4 plus in all stats as a natural level up, not even counting pump stats. So it is entirely feasible within that patch to get something like 4 attack, 4 defense, 4 magic, 4 speed, and 40 HP on level up, and 2 whenever the fuck you want at that point. And it's disgusting. Like, at that point, you don't even need to be worried about, like, abilities or, like, all the other things. You could just delete people. So, like, it made Hero and Robo Knight too, like, I guess, relevant. It got to the point where it was something cool and niche to, if every other player let it happen, it gets disgusting. Chakra getting buffed was nice. Pierce getting buffed was nice. Because Pierce was garbage. Actually, Mystic, now that I'm reading this, getting Robo Knight isn't that ridiculous in a Kingdom game. I think Hero is definitely ridiculous, but, Robo Knight isn't too difficult, because it's really just, getting Alchemist, then getting Monk. That's 5 classes, and that's not too unreasonable. Getting both is ridiculous? Yes, getting both is ridiculous. Yes, yeah. Both is beyond. Both is like, hi, my name's Red One. I like to grind and make sure no one else can do anything. I'm gonna sit here and, like, build really... I'm gonna play Lego City and build really cool skyscrapers. Have fun with whatever you're doing. Hmm. It's structured... It's structured to basically, like, last chapter, everyone's gonna play, like, chicken. Whoever's the first to go in basically loses, kind of thing. Where everyone else is like, well, I don't need to go in if he's gonna do the job. Well, I don't need to go... But when all towns are max level, it's like, what's the point in sitting around? Well, you'd have to throw away the passport to do that as well. Also, that comes at a cost of, if you're going to do that kind of strategy, the person at first might consider rushing it. I think if you're last, you shouldn't lose towns. I'm definitely sure that, like, because that's, like, kind of stuff is the same way for, like, requirements. Like, what was it? Fuck. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not something too unreasonable to fix it if you know reassembly code. I think first place should definitely still lose 1/4 of their towns, and I think second, maybe second probably still a quarter, third a fifth, maybe. It also in both cases it should round down, not up, because I have noticed that if it's an odd or even number, the game loves to round up. So technically, sometimes you can lose more than 25% or more than 20%, and it's like, wow, cool. What? I had 5 towns. I guess that means I lose 2 instead of 1. Fuck. So there's like regular Rico who's like level 1. He gets picked on at school, and like buffed Rico Senior is like level 100. So it's like it's not even comparable. Right, but like even then, right? That's just because he has. Like even in that situation, he's still like so strong because even Aurora is well does a lot of magic damage. He still has like the based on the highest magic stat of everyone else times 1.1. So it's like ugh. And if God forbid somebody had a really good attack stat, because he's just gonna start one-shotting people if you didn't put HP in. He's like smack you and you're done. I would say that Athena's shield is almost a requirement if you want to realistically fight that. Mm. Dokapon Sword's fine. I just think that like the Athena shield is almost a requirement with like buffed Rico Senior, because he's gonna hit you like a truck. So and he's gonna probably dodge. Yeah, I still remember. Red was so salty a game I had. It was patched, and it was regular Riku Senior, and I actually got Metal Guard to proc against him, which allowed me to one turn him. Like I went second, I defended, it procced, then I hit him with attack. It was like, oh, he's gone. And then with Rico Senior final form, anytime he could have killed with magic, he just didn't. Because on that note, I definitely think that monsters need AI revamps in Kingdom. I think, even though I think Kingdom is the most polished game, I think its AI monsters are probably at its worst. Oh, you can't hear anyone else? Oh my god, you can't hear them? Oh my god. Ah! Ah! You're scaring me! Ah! Give me a moment. Alright. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Where the fuck? Okay. My mic audio should be fine. Okay. Oh, what? Device connected or not available? Well, screw you too, game. Alright. Speak now. Noman.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can
Hello.
you hear them now?
Hello. Hello.
You should be able to hear them now, right? Oh, thankful. Okay.
Thanks for catching that. Thanks a lot for catching that.
Well,
these
the only
guys
people that know what's going on now is the people that were in the Discord.
Yeah.
Cool.
People got the first 15 minutes of the Discord
I
conversation.
think I'm gonna go cry now.
Oh, it's okay. Thanks for catching us though. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I was listening to Discord. Yeah, because we're basically running it in the Discord, so it's obviously gonna work there because that's our Discord mics. So yeah, don't worry about it. No, it's fine. Thanks for telling us though. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
First time. This is the second time.
Hey man, yeah, you make mistakes when you start. It's fine. It happens.
Yeah.
I agree. No, I agree with that. It's good. Thanks for letting us know though. Appreciate that. But yeah, basically, I think we're talking about Overlord Rico. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. Dokapon Kingdom's AI being stupid. Remember when the game Volt just finished recently, and then the final boss, and what was the boss before it called? The Demon's Guard or whatever,
Demon's
that
Guard,
boss?
yeah.
Remember when both hit counter, even though you're never going to use strike because it auto counters, and they died because of it? They took more damage because Volt attack and they countered. Like, why would they counter? Because you're not going to strike because things auto counter. Like, why would they program them to do that?
Dokapon Kingdom doesn't need auto counter. Funnily enough.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Why does it have auto counter? I don't get it.
I don't think it needs auto counter, but what I do think it needs its counter rates to go up. Because I think
that's fine.
Yeah.
The game relies
that.
a lot on auto counter to make people feel like they can't strike all the time.
I know. I don't understand that because you're allowed to pretty much just get away with strike on all the town monsters, and then when you finally do the boss fights, it's like, hey, remember that strike button you were using? Oh, you can't use it all now of a sudden. Oh no, like
yeah,
why?
and if you don't
say,
know that auto counter's a thing, just all of a sudden you're just like, why can't I kill this thing with strike?
Yeah, I think, well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Mew, because we have talked about it before, that, like, maybe speed or magic should not be in the strike equation. I definitely
Probably
think
speed.
Probably magic, actually, shouldn't be in the strike
Really?
equation.
Well, if you worked magic better, maybe. It just depends. You'd have to do more.
There's actually one reason why I would say not magic, is because I want it to be where strike is more based on your physical presence than your magical presence.
I get that, but you gotta keep in mind also about it, you just completely kill magic harder.
They need to buff magic, so I'm like...
Speed is already good. It doesn't need more exclusive reason to ignore another stat.
Good. I mean...
Because if you're gonna get magic, then you want speed for field presence, so you still end up wanting to touch stuff then.
I mean, with that line of logic, I don't think speed or magic should be a part of the equation, period. I just think strike should just take the L.
Well, if you want to make it strike like other Dokapon games like World or DX, then that's fine too.
I think that's fine, because I think people don't pump attack because of how good strike is anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why people pump speed. Yeah.
I would like to see games where people need to take Warrior, because if they don't have enough attack, they're gonna hit like a fucking whoopee cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I agree with. I just don't like the idea where it's like speed just has more incentive. It already does enough.
I'm fine with removing it all and just making strike like other Dokapon games like World.
Strike where it's just like a higher modifier than attack is.
It's just a higher multiplier from
the one thing I would like to see though is how much that slows down the game or speeds it up in other ways.
It would probably slow it down.
It would probably slow down the game like an additional 10-15 weeks.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to just one-shot strike every town monster in the game.
I'm also afraid of things like the level 16 skeleton that you find in Chapter 2. That would probably scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, it would. Mm-hmm.
I think the halfling too. The halfling would be fucking awful. Holy.
Yeah, it would. I think the problem right now at Kingdom is that strike is too strong, and then the enemies don't even counter that much to hurt that as a.
And when they do counter, you feel like especially like shit.
Not only that, but then when you get to bosses, and then it's like now I can't strike. Why not? I was striking the whole other part of the game. Why not now? But yeah.
I definitely think if you and on that note, one of the things that you've had for modding is the balance patch for Kingdom for Magic, which is buffed Magic, and I think in a respectable amount. But some people have argued it's not enough. I think just nerfing Strike in and of itself would allow more presence for Magic.
Yeah, it would. I'd be fine with that.
Because the problem is, why touch Magic? Yeah, it's guaranteed damage, but you know it's guaranteed almost.
You know
what
the strike button.
Because you know what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to use Magic if you're gonna have to fight the Golem. You know, with 300 fucking defense.
And hey, and guess what?
You're gonna need Magic for that.
And hey, guess what else Magic goes to instead of just Magic button? The Strike button. I wonder what I'm gonna push.
That's why I'm fine with Magic not being a part of it for that reason, but that's about the only reason.
See, I think auto counter. I don't have actually a problem, believe it or not, with auto counter. I just think that monsters should counter more. Is my thing personally.
Yeah, they should have a higher counter.
I don't have a problem with bosses having auto counter because I don't like the idea of bosses getting cheesed either. But I think in tandem with that idea, I don't like most of the game being cheesed either by the strike button.
Exactly.
It's basically making it less likely to happen.
I also don't think the solution is having everything have auto counter, because then what's the point of the strike button?
No, God.
Yeah.
So
I
think to strike the balance, all monsters in general need a higher counter rate.
I'm fine with how they did strike and other. Again, I know I said it like 5 times, but I think other Dokapon games handled striking better because it's not as broken, but it might be a good option. And I'm fine with bosses.
Leo, that's how most of the game is right now. Most of the game right now is just hitting strike and buying death blocks revivals for most.
Yeah, robbing stores and
that
just
is most of the.
That is what it is. Yeah, that actually is what it is. You just rob stores, hoard death blocks and revivals so you don't die, and then you just keep wailing.
See, Smash, I'm fine with Magic plus attack, but I'm not sure I'm fine with like either attack speed or just Magic attack. Like, I'd have to find some kind of comfortable balance with it, at least. And plus, I don't know.
Also, the animation with strikes, kind of, you start glowing, so you could argue that's just magical. So.
No, like Leo, I don't have and I'll say this again. I have no problem with auto counter. I actually think that Rico Senior Final Form having auto counter is actually a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, like some specific story bosses should still have it.
Because I don't like the idea of, oh wow, the boss fucking threw, he pressed bounce, you hit strike, it did like 90% of its HP. Cool.
Yeah. Like, I can get it for, like, with the Ricos having it, but that's about it.
The dichotomy, yeah. Dichotomy. I don't want to slow down Dokapon Kingdom to the point where it's like, every fight's 4 or 5 turns long, but I don't really like the current meta, where everyone is just 1 turn fights, and if I fuck up the first turn, I'm gonna probably die.
That's why I stress about, like, you were telling me how 1 turn fights aren't a big deal, but they kind of are in Kingdom. That's why I stress over it in that game compared to
the reason I don't like playing Kingdom as much as compared to others is because I don't like the strike mentality gameplay.
Yeah, it's so boring. Like, you just get bored of it after doing it so much, honestly. It's like, oh, time to hit that strike button again, and that strike. Oh yeah,
I want to do this fancy. Oh wait, I should just hit this button. It kind of
I should just hit this one. I should just hit this one win button.
But you gotta
That's what it feels like.
You gotta.
Striking looks cool. What Mguard DX when it gets bricked late game, even with balance.
Yeah.
And you know what else I could do with Magic? Still hit the strike button because my Magic stat goes into
That's why I think probably the best idea is just to see how it does with only attack with a multiplier, and that's about it.
I think if it's only attack, honestly, the multiplier should be higher.
That's fine because that makes attack better. That actually makes attack more viable.
Attack is in this really shitty position where it's both a good stat, but no one would ever care to pump it.
That is true. Yeah, that is actually an issue in Kingdom. I do agree.
Because
like, it's not bad.
You're gonna be pumping either like Magic if you're a Magic build, Speed if you're a Speed build, or HP if you want more HP. You're
Yeah.
not going to be doing.
I don't know if this formula is a thing, but it'd be nice if there was a way where it just picked whatever stat was higher. So if your magic was higher, it would scale off of magic, or if your attack was higher, it'd scale off attack.
I mean, yes, Munid, but there's also the thing where in some situations where, for example, a golem that has 300 defense should definitely not be one shot by, even if you have a right weapon, considering its whole thing is designed is meant to live more than one hit.
Yeah, it's literally saying I don't want to get hit by swords, man. Why is he dying to swords?
Why is he getting hit by a toy hammer and
Yeah,
falling over?
like, attack in Dokapon Kingdom, like you said, feels weird because it's not bad, but it's in this weird thing where it's like, if you're going to pump attack, then it just feels like you're just going to push attack and not strike exclusively. When something like speed helps you for other things, like strike itself or dodging PvP or PvE fights or field magic hit rates. Like, speed has a lot of other good utility in the game to play it compared to attack.
Yeah.
Like I actually would be fine with removing magic and speed and then having a higher multiplier, because that would make attack pumping a more viable strategy. Like, you could see like actual attack builds in Dokapon Kingdom, which would be nice to see, which would be cool.
Because
And if
now
attack
you
gets
go.
buffed, you could actually see Spell Sword in the game. What? Crazy.
Yeah, Spellsword might actually be reasonable to go for, potentially. That would actually be nice, considering Spellsword,
Yeah.
the idea is cool, but it's
Yeah,
not.
I think-
some enemies
I mean,
really need more HP.
Some enemies do need more HP. It's kind of weird how, like, Dokapon Kingdom is one of the few games where you don't see a monster 1000 HP unless it's like, oh boy, it has no defensive magic. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
some...
I think
yeah.
in, for example, in like the world in DX, it was so normal to see like 1100, 1200, 900
Yeah.
HP.
Yeah. I feel like in Dokapon Kingdom, they undersold the power of HP, and it really shows in the design of enemies, I feel like. I don't think they realized how good HP was, like,
They
scaling. compared to
undersold
stats.
HP and they nerfed the fuck out of defense, and that's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I don't know why they nerfed defense, because defense was fine in the world, personally. Like, I think it was perfect stat design in that game. It made
From
more
the little
sense.
bit I played a world, defense actually felt like something I care about.
No, defense is nice in that game. It really is. It's great in that game.
Yeah. Because I've noticed the difference. It's like, oh, this is actually nice.
It was calced very nice. And the other reason why
Hi,
defense is
Omia.
good is because, what's it called?
Ew.
Hello, Omia. The defense is also good because you can't pump stats. So, like, you're just going to take defense you get and level up. You're going to be nice for it. Like, you're going to be grateful for it. But, yeah. But right now, I think the main thing for, like, Dokapon Kingdom for balancing, I want to see other strategies. Like, I want to see attack builds. I want to see more, like, spell sword runs. Like, I want to see stuff like that to, like, change the game up. It would be nice, you know?
Yeah.
And it would be a lot of fun to do stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because
At the end of the day, for me, I just want it not to feel like the strike game for me.
strike game, yeah,
Yeah,
strike
for it.
button, strike button.
Yeah.
Oh, town monster.
Well, we're
strike
playing Mario
button.
Strikers, guys. We're gonna shoot some
Yeah.
goals.
That's pretty much the game right now. And like right now, in my opinion, it just feels like you play like 3, maybe 4 classes. You do like ninja, alchemist, acrobat, or like monk, maybe cleric, and then that's about it. Cleric sometimes. That's what it mostly
Mhm.
boils down to, in my opinion. Those 5 classes.
Like,
In my
imagine a
opinion.
meta where like you get to see like Robo Knight and all these other
And
classes,
spell sword.
and it's
Yeah.
not them throwing.
Mhm.
I would love magic to be better, because you maybe could even argue like you do alchemist and then you go back to magician to like spam more field magic. Like that would actually be really nice to see like a base class like magician shine.
Oh my
in
god.
Dokapon
Yeah.
Kingdom. That would be nice.
Magician should theoretically be a better class, but it's that awkward starting
You know,
class.
defense is so great, we kind of banned it, Minato. That's
I
what
know,
we did.
right? Defense pumping ban. Yeah, defense pumping is
Defense
cringe,
ban.
obviously.
Defense ban.
Yeah.
We ban you by killing you. It's great.
Yeah, but I don't get why they nerfed defense from World. It makes no sense. It was perfect in that game. I don't get
Yeah.
it. And then they just made HP better because of it. It's like, why would I ever pump defense over HP?
I think defense is fine gained passively.
Yeah, it is. It just sucks.
It's
that
really
there's
hard
no
to
reason
like
pump it.
put defense in a place where you'd want to pump it because
Yeah, it is hard. I agree.
I'm fine with it being the way attack is now.
Yeah.
But I have a problem when if you know whether you get it or not, it feels like shit.
I also have a problem where like there's a funny shield called the Wabbit shield, and because his defense sucks, it's literally better than most shields in the game, except
Yeah,
like
it's about as good as the Ragnarok shield, a chapter
It
7
is.
shield.
That's so silly. Like, why? That's so dumb. That makes like at least the Wabbit shield in another game like World, you actually would consider ditching it by like maybe Oceania or something, because defense. That's the part of the game where you want defense at that part of the game. But in Kingdom, the only shields I could see you like ditching the Wabbit shield for are like maybe like Athena shield and like maybe Meadow Guard because you want to do funny damage to like the final boss. But that's about it. Other than that, I would probably keep the Wabbit shield for the rest of the game if I got it really early, like how you did in your other game, Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of sad, honestly, because it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, it's bad because you only get 20 defense when you get 200 HP and it's just better, and you get all these other cool stats like speed and magic for your strike damage. So it's like,
20
yay!
speed, 20 magic. That's like everything I
Yeah.
ever wanted.
Yeah, 200 HP to make me more tanky. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like, why would I not keep this?
That's like
Like
a
that.
better Dokapon ring.
It is, yeah. It literally is. It's like a better Dokapon ring as a shield, and you can still get the Dokapon ring or crown.
I don't even want Wabbit Shield to be nerfed. I just want it to be in a situation where Wabbit Shield is like, oh, it's cool if you get it early game. You have to drop it at some point though.
That
I think
is, yeah.
the way to do it is like if you can tell if you're getting the balance right is depending how good the rabbit's shield is.
Yeah.
Like if the Wabbit Shield can fall off by chapter 4 to 5, that's when I feel like we've done a good job.
I think you'll agree on this, Hero. I think the Wabbit shield does fall off in the world, though, since defense is good. I think you'll agree on that. I feel
Yeah,
like.
because you don't want to get one shot over 20 magic.
Yeah, you actually need defense in that game, so it actually will fall off. Like, it's nice early game, but you're not going to keep it, like, the whole game, like you would in Kingdom, for sure. So, but yeah, what if we were to balance patch defense in Kingdom, like, what do you think should happen? Like, what formula would you suggest, or...
What is the current one at the moment?
The
1.2 to 2.4.
Yeah, for attack, for defense.
So,
yeah,
defense blocks 1.2. So it blocks, for every point of defense, it blocks about 2... Or, sorry, other way around. For every 2 points of defense, it blocks 1 attack. Like, damage. But based on the modifiers and choices, it's a little bit more like, takes 4 to 5 if it's, like, a wrong read. Because there's also modifiers based on attack versus like defense. Then you actually take less damage.
Counter, etc.
Yeah.
Counter increases the damage twice-fold. Magic guard by 1.2 times. Generally speaking, defense more often than not doesn't scale well enough to cover the amount of attack
I think you can buff it by like 0.15 on some areas, or just by 10. Except for counter, for obvious reasons. Counter's counter for a reason.
Yeah, like, the way, if I remember, Dokapon the World does it, it's, pretty much like 2.0 to 2.4, so they're, like, really close.
Yeah, it's very nice, honestly.
Like, for 300 attack, 300 defense blocks around 250, 260 attack, which means, like, the rest, with 40, 50 attack, you're gonna be taking. That's pretty strong versus...
Well, not only that, but there's also a chance, the higher defense is, you're more likely to get a nice guard, which is basically a critical guard. Which
I don't
is
like
also
nice guards.
Good. Really? You don't? What's wrong with
that? I don't like nice guards because there's also crits in that world.
You think defense is good enough without nice guard?
Not that I'm saying that the prediction menu needs to be 100% accurate, but it's not really fun when it's you base your whole strategy on that. Oh, hey, crit!
Oh, you get nice guard, or nice guard.
Or a nice guard. It is silly. There's no way you stand a chance, nice guard. Fuck.
Remember when, in our first game, and then I was fighting one of the bosses, and the prediction said the attack would kill, and it nice guarded, it lived? That was so upset. I was actually so upset. That was so silly. I was pretty upset. I was like, bro, really? The game lied to me because it accounted for nice guard into it. That was so
That is one thing I'll give Kingdom. The prediction menu never lies to you.
Oh, no. In other games, it actually can lie.
It's actually just a goddamn scam.
Yeah, it lies in other games because it doesn't tell you if you get the low roll or the high roll. Like, DX can lie, World can lie. But Kingdom tells you if you got the low, average, or high rolls, usually. They won't lie to you. If it kills, it kills. assuming you hit and you don't miss with like attack or strike. It will die if it says it dies in the prediction menu, which is really nice as well. But more on the like, since we've mostly been talking balancing, like on the modding side, what are things you would like to see for modding instead of like, since we talked a lot about balancing so far, let's talk more about like modding side of things on this discussion, like things you would like to see. I know one thing was the possibility of adding classes into the game, actually, in Dokapon Kingdom.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because I have thought of, like, class ideas this morning.
Oh, really?
Obviously, I haven't really fleshed them out, but I thought of things, for example, because you know how the world has, like, queen, right? I would have wondered if it would have been cool to have something like, I don't know, like an engineer or like a necromancer in Kingdom. But, like, its whole passive thing is it's an active ability, and when you're on a town, you have a 1 in 5 chance of basically putting a monster on it.
Please, you can have an idea like Queen, but please don't actually just make Queen into Kingdom. Please don't do that.
What do you mean?
Please don't. Please
it would be
I don't care what.
It'd be like their passive is basically a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 town conjure.
No. I'm not saying the gimmick. I'm saying don't literally put Queen. Just call it something else, or like.
Oh, of course I'm gonna call it something else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The idea is fine.
I've also thought of other stuff, like for example, So one thing that's always like bothered me a bit is like how there's some options, like some like skills that monsters have that I think would be cool that for players to use. So there's like There's like Willbind. I think that would be really cool for something like an assassin class, or like some kind of like control character. Because there are things like that in like other games, like for example Dancer in the world, and there's also what's the other class?
Something, it'd be nice, something to do with leveling up towns like the Carpenter in the world, because that would honestly be better in a game like
Use
Kingdom
virus on a player. Trapper with Willbind? Yeah, Trapper, that'd be an interesting concept. Like, he has a ability that he can use at the beginning of the turn, sets a trap on a space.
You know what class I want? I want a dentist class in Dokapon Kingdom.
Shut up.
What do you mean?
Just shut up.
What's wrong with dentist class? What's wrong with that? we have a nurse in Dokapon World. We have a dentist class. Why not?
Shut up.
What's wrong with dentist?
Passive. Take 10% of somebody's money, they get full healed.
They overcharge for their dental bills, basically.
It's basically like every turn somebody loses 10% of their on-hand cash, and they get full healed.
God, Archmage in Kingdom would be pretty funny. I wouldn't have a problem with it in Kingdom because how Field Magic actually feels balanced in that game. So
boy, 3 purse cutters in a row, yummy.
Yeah, that's the only part that sucks. Purse cutter.
Yummy.
Magic?
Wow. Yeah. Down Magma DX. Well, that's a free bounty right there.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, thank God that's not how it works in the world, because I'm pretty sure you would quit that game and never play it again, Hero, or never rob.
Just don't.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah.
Your hard bot rob that. I mean, hey, it's what a true vigilante would do, I think. You gotta remove the evil from society. On that note, actually, there has been talks in modding of just basically trying to nerf speed, and I get it. I definitely think that maybe hit rates should be lowered. People have talked about, like, remove 100% as an option ever. That's actually impossible.
100% of what?
Hit rate.
Magic hitting 100% of the time.
Hit rates, like Field Magic.
I could like concede to something like 90%, but I think it's going to be interesting how they balance it, because it's either going to be too much, where pumping speed's going to be nothing, or something.
Yeah. I think, personally, how Field Magic is fine. And I think speed as a stat is fine. My only issue is really the strike button. Like, on that discussion of, is speed too good of a stat in Dokapon Kingdom?
I have to see how it does after that. I'm sure it'll help it a lot, because it's just compounding all the stuff it does is why it feels so disgusting.
Yeah, because a lot of it is just mechanics on fighting for speed.
It's like, why would I not get the funny speed stat? It just helps way too much with all these other functions.
Mm-hmm. I think even if you don't think HP is the best stat in the game, you think speed is, that's fine too. I'm not saying you can't say that. I personally think HP is better for certain reasons, but speed is also very strong, and Dokapon Kingdom is very
speed
nice.
Is very prevalent. I think
Oh,
is
it
the word
definitely
that
is.
is used. And if
Oh,
it were
yeah,
to be
it
nerfed and attack buffed, magic buffed, and HP, I don't know if it's nerfed, but it's not as prevalent with defense being better. I think that'd be a good middle ground.
Yeah, if you buff, I'm fine with it as long as you buff the other.
I'd also
stats.
be
Like,
more than willing to
defense
try
is
out any
bad.
of these changes.
Yeah, like to test it out. Yeah, definitely.
On that note, all this kind of interactions and stuff is going down in modding chat. So if you're ever curious about these kind of things, do just ask away.
Yeah.
Now, granted, people aren't like magicians, so don't expect like the entire game to be changed overnight. But
yeah.
we can at least get somewhere and like at least have some kind of like idea or formulaic background.
Definitely. I think right now though, I think my big problem with the game is not so much how good speed is; it's more so the other stats being underwhelming.
Here's
like
the thing, though, Roman. Even if you're fine with it, I definitely think it's okay for other people to try to see how they feel in a different way. And I absolutely respect people taking time out of their life to try this. Ultimately.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's fine. If they want to try stuff,
I don't want to
see how it works
personally. Oh, on that section for modding, right? Aesthetics wise, there's been all sorts of work. I mean, I can't thank J. enough for the new hairstyles.
Yeah, he made a lot of hairstyles, which are pretty cool actually. There's some nice ones.
I needed more drip in this game. Like, I genuinely did.
Pretty nice.
It all started with Taco's patches that added hairstyles and accessories and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, the man took the whole 100 damn mile.
You know what I want? I want, like, shoes drip. Like, how the Necromancer world has the shoes. I want, like, shoes drip in Dokapon Kingdom.
You want...
Like, just shoes.
At this point, you're just going to want a clothing store.
Might as well.
If we're in first place and you have nothing better to do, just go buy, like, clothing and stuff. Oh my god.
That would be really silly. If that was, like, a clothing store like Pokemon, you just go buy clothes. Yeah. Just actually flaunting your wealth and while you're winning. Actually disgusting.
Kind of flex in a Dokapon game.
Yeah.
The Duck Hat. But even stuff like that, because I definitely think Dokapon Kingdom has a great stage base for trying all these little things out. And there's another thing I think is definitely within the realms of possibility: adding more chapters to the game. I would love to see something like that, where people add on to the concept, where, like, for example, there's a heaven or hell, because other Dokapon games actually have secret chapters and stuff like that.
And multiple endings. I would actually like that for Kingdom, because the way it's structured could use more chapters with how fast you can finish the game.
Like, imagine there was some kind of alternative ending, if, like, say, for example, how do I say? If, like, one person had all the castles, or, like...
Or you beat the game in a certain amount of time.
Or if you do all the side quests.
Yeah, all the King's Favors. Yeah.
If you do all the King's Favors and then finish the game, there's like an actually extra additional chapter.
That would be cool. The duck is my companion. Yeah, I actually do like the duck hairstyle.
You know, I like more the elephant. You know who didn't like the elephant more? The 30 assholes who voted for on the hairstyle poll.
Yeah.
How dare they nuke my elephant?
Is the elephant one of your favorite ones, actually? In all seriousness.
It is.
Oh.
It's not in the world, Deku. In other games like Gaiden and Hikari no Tekken.
DX has multiple endings. Yeah, Ikari no Tekken I'm pretty sure does too. I need to play that game more in the future. But yeah, it's mostly DX has like 2 for like I know 1 is beating the game in a certain amount of time, like weak numbers. But yeah. But it'd be cool to see, like, in Kingdom, like, it being modded. I don't know, like, what you would want to do, but there's some ideas, like, you just threw out. I wonder, speaking of, like, more modding, you know, it'd be cool mods, like, custom enemies. That would also be interesting.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't know like what enemies you would want to see, but like some
Characters
cool
from previous Dokapon games.
Yeah, probably like some other enemies that were in other games.
Like,
Or,
there's someone in the code from one of the previous Dokapon games that was designed as an enemy. What was
what was she called? Was it not Yggdrasil? What was it called?
Yggdrasil?
Yeah,
That's her
that's
name.
what it was called. Oh, it is Yggdrasil. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
based
it was
on
called.
the other Sting property, Yggdrasil.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Okay. All right. It was Yggdrasil. That's cool. But yeah, that was found in the game's files as well. Custom enemies. What custom it? Well, yeah. I'm trying to think what
Custom
custom
maps?
enemies.
I mean, yeah, that'd be really cool. I would love some kind of like chapter
Yeah.
in Dokapon Kingdom where you actually go back to the castle in the clouds, and now it's the tower in the heaven. Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, there are Dokapon games where you straight up just go and beat God. So why not in Dokapon Kingdom?
Yeah, sure. You do it you do it in Karina Tekken. I'm pretty sure you do it in. You pretty much do it in World. That might as well be God.
Raiden is a god.
Yeah, might as well be God. So
Meanwhile, in Kingdom, you just beat up fucking Lucifer, and that's it. That's so lame.
He needs more voice lines though, and then he dies.
The mascot is Sting, yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And God is just Yggdra.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm sure somewhere on the line, JJ would absolutely just make a mod where instead of Yggdra, it's just Yeek.
Yeah. That would be funny. Wait, is the Yggdra, the Yggdrasil hairstyle actually one of the hairstyles, or am I crazy?
Yeah, it's literally the asset taken from her model. It's
Oh,
just her
okay, that's
hairstyle.
yeah. There's that one. There's the Kira. There's Princess Penny. I wanna what's the hairstyle's name again? I forgot her name.
Which one?
The one that does your hair. What's her name again? I'm throwing. I forgot her name.
Carly?
Carly. Yeah, I would love to see her hair as a hairstyle.
Kira doesn't do your hair. Kira's a merchant.
No, Kira's the merchant. No, that's
Kira's
no.
a little merchant girl that everyone robs because they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, Kira. What? You are throwing. Yeah, you're throwing like I am.
Throwing.
You are throwing.
The barber.
Yeah,
Carly.
her. Yeah, I'm talking about her. Yeah, I want her hairstyle. That would be nice. You know what else would be cool? The king's hair with like a beard and a crown. That would also be really cool.
You'd have to downscale that so much for the model.
Oh yeah. Oh, you absolutely would. But it would be nice though and cool. Though, like a beard in it and like the
We already
crown.
have the
and stuff.
princess one, so it's not that improbable to get the
Yeah,
king's one.
I think it's plausible and it'd be a cool idea, like for a drip.
Alright, when can I actually wear dreads in Dokapon Kingdom? I need this answer.
Great question. A
Because we got
Doka
the
swap
afro,
on?
but where's the dreads?
What? Is there a Rico Jr. hairstyle? I forgot. Was that
Yes,
made?
there is.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Carly and Kira are swapped. Penny and the king are You know, I would love a world where matriarchal society and the king gets cucked. But then again, I also don't want to imagine a young version of the king that some unfortunate girls have to marry. That sounds also awful.
Yeah, I do like the Rico Jr. one. Darkling, is there Darkling hairstyle as well?
Yes,
That would be cool.
I think, yes.
Yeah, those are nice
I'm like
too. The Darkling,
95% sure.
like the female one with like the antennas look cool, for example. But yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas we could just come up with for the future in general for it. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used Blender and done modeling. I would be awful at it personally, like on this discussion. I think you've done some here before. I don't know how
That
much
being
experience
said,
you have, but yeah.
The king does not get cucked if a girl wins the game. No, but if the game were to be flipped around, and Penny's the queen, you know, then I wouldn't want to subject anyone to marry a tiny, rotund man. Like, unless you want to make the king look really, like, good looking. I don't know if that's also, like, something people even want to do, or even consider for that part.
You know, it'd be an interesting code to do, like not a balanced one, but just for lulz. Make weekly events more common, like Dokapon the World. You make it so common, it'd be really stupid.
I don't know if I want the oh boy everyone's gonna pay money event every 3 weeks.
No, you get Coliseum and you get dragged
Casino
out of
Magic
the...
Kingdom.
Yeah. Thank God they're not that common in Kingdom. That's like the one thing.
Not to 30. I want to cry.
Oh my God.
Man, my favorite mechanic going $500,000 in debt because everyone hated me.
Yeah. There's a
That being
bunch
said,
of...
they are fun games, but I don't know if they're good for Kingdom. Because
it would be okay. You gotta admit, I'm not saying it'd be a great idea. It'd be a funny idea though, just to see, like, try it. I know it's not.
Funny ideas is what made Dokapon DX. I want to remind you.
What? Yeah, what's wrong with that? I don't see the problem. It's funny.
I see millions of problems with that.
What's wrong making it funny though? At least it's toggleable.
Here's just a stick in
back
the
to
mud.
Dokapon modding, right?
But yeah, what's some other ones that would be? Oh, it'd be cool, like adding new items, like modding in items that from other Dokkan games that are not in it.
Ooh, Lucky Bell in Kingdom?
I would be fine with that.
You know what I'd be fine with the Shinigami no Flute, like the Death Flute in from Kingdom.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is like Reaper Death, like 3 turns.
The Lucky Bell, it gives you additional XP and or money
from
combat fights.
It has a
chance. It's basically an item that gives you more of what you normally get from fights and encounters.
It has a chance to proc, and then after the battle, if it procs, it has a chance to just break, basically.
It'd be pretty nice for like people who like to grind class XP in that game, just to get like a little extra money if they need to go buy something afterward, like spinners and stuff to pick back up. There's also the Healing Bell, which is pretty much Miracle Serum, but has a chance to break itself.
Yeah, Healing Bell is nice.
Yeah, it's a chance to activate rather than always activate. And if it does activate, it has a small chance of breaking afterward. Mm-hmm. So it's balanced.
Yeah, same with the Healing Bell. The Healing Bell has a chance to break as well.
I'd also like Trap Dodger to be back to how it used to be.
Yeah, I'd be fine with Trap Dodger if it works.
Except with one clause, remove it from the item store.
No. Yeah, if you buff it, you can't have it buyable because people would buy it and spam red loot till they get like Zebra Bandana or like Dream Rod.
With that being said, if there was ever a Trapper character, I'd be fine with it keeping it in the store. Like, if there was ever a character that can actually just set traps like that, that'd be a nice way to counter that. That's not too, like, suffocating, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed something about Dokapon Kingdom. Most, like, field abilities for classes don't seem that interactive compared to other Dokapon games, in my opinion. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for example, in Dokapon World, like, you can proc Dancer's ability, you could proc Robo Knight's ability, you can proc, what are some other ones you can use willingly? Monks, you can use, like, grapplers, like, like, most of it in a Kingdom is either random chance or it's just a passive, like, magicians kind of thing. I wish there was more interactable ones like that in World. That would be nice to see in Dokapon Kingdom, to be honest.
Because everything in Dokapon Kingdom is pretty much passive. Like, it's something that may or may not happen.
It's passive, or it's passive like a magician passive where you just can't have it as an option, or it's passive like random chance like the Robo Knight go-to in that game, and you can't proc it on your own choice like World kind of thing, you know, if that makes any sense. But yeah. I was trying to think of other things for like modding, like besides item. Like I know items was one thing. I'm trying to think else for modding. Like items was one thing. Monsters. We discussed monsters. I don't know what monsters you would add, but that would be interesting as well to see.
What about that Munid? I definitely think that Footsore should override Multi-Crystal.
I don't know
But,
why I didn't do that in the world. That was stupid. That was honestly dumb.
As for Kingdom, I would be fine if Robo Knight was allowed to activate at every turn at the cost of not using an item or magic.
Oh no, yeah, I would be fine with it.
I would be fine with that because in its current position, it's already so niche. Like, chances are you're probably not going to ever see it in a game, and when you do, the guy either knows that they're not going to stay with it forever or they're throwing. So
I'd be fine with it in that game.
I wouldn't mind having that because it's nice late game when there's awful pathing to like go Robo Knight. That like
I try to go in tower. Like, for example, trying to land on that pain in the ass spot to get in the tower rabble. Like, that would be a good use for it.
It would give you a reason to choose it over other classes because I value, like, not wasting time over other abilities.
Yeah, because my problem right now with Robo Knight in Kingdom is that the two classes you need it to master to do it are just better. But, like, Monk and Alchemist are just better classes. So it's like, why would I bother wasting my time trying to do it kind of thing right now? That's my issue with Robo Knight right now in Dokapon Kingdom. I just don't have a reason, like, other than being cool, but besides looking cool, because it's a cool class, there's no reason to do it over Monk or Alchemist, because you can just go to those classes.
Yeah, it is indeed a cool-looking class.
Yeah, Robo Knight is an awesome idea. But I will say, I loved how it was executed in the world. It's so nice in that game. Only if it was like that in Kingdom. Because, man, using go-to every turn is pretty nice, gonna be honest. It's a great idea, honestly. As a concept. It really helps. And again, it helps it in Kingdom, because like Hero said earlier, it would give you more of a reason to go for that class, for that passive. It also doesn't help that it's mostly defensive based, when we already talked about how bad defensive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not helping.
It'd be interesting to see with balance stuff how he would work at that point.
Yeah, for sure. But I will say, I do like Robo Knight's strike animation in Dokapon Kingdom. Very cool.
Those are easily the best strike animations.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You get, like, the gun.
Just get to become a big bow and arrow.
Yeah, basically. What were some, like, mods you wanted to see, Erie? Like, hairstyle-wise, or anything? Is there any mods you could think of in general you would love to see? Like, yourself? Like, while you were gone...
You guys kind of talked about some of the stuff that pretty much I wanted to see, which is just classes in general, like, making the game not strike central. Basically.
Yeah, we're also talking about items, too. Like, add some items from other games that aren't in the game.
Can't think of any items off my head off the bat.
Actually, you know, it would be funny to also add to the game, Hero.
It would be nice.
Some of the field magics that are not in the game, like other Dokapon games, like the wanted spell would be really funny.
Oh boy, help you, my favorite magic.
help you
would be fine, actually. Like,
no, it would be fine because it would stall like red monster, like either stall story bosses. Like
I think if Strike were to get balanced, I think there'd be a reason to use help you.
Yeah, exactly. That would actually be pretty cool. Like the help you spell. Yeah. Honestly, the volcano spell would be really useful in Dokapon Kingdom because the towns are better in that game. So like the volcano spell from World, you know which one I'm talking about? Again,
you know, the balloon spell would be interesting to get in Kingdom.
Oh, that would be so funny to get the balloon spell, and then you just split them.
It literally will just stall people. That'd be nice.
No. Imagine like they're fighting the final boss, and they use the balloon spell, and they can't fight the final boss from DX. Basically, the spell Erie's talking about, if people are wondering, it's a spell in DX, and when you use it on them, they get balloons on them, and they fly in the air, and they can't do anything, and they basically skip their turn, and they can't interact with anyone. It's pretty funny, actually. They basically sit in timeout in the air, and there's nothing they can do about it, and they have to wait. That's basically
it. Also can be a good thing to do sometime, because they also can't be targeted by field magic.
Yeah.
So if someone's gonna get killed, and you know the other person's trying to get something, it'll make them get too overpowered. You can be like, I don't want this person dying, and I want them safe for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of good uses for that.
It's such a good spell.
Imagine if Frady Cat was like
that Frady Cat is disgusting.
Yeah, Frady Cat and that game, how it works in DX.
Imagine instead of, for context, imagine Frady Cat, instead of it, you can't fight people. You randomly have a chance when you're fighting people to just not be able to attack them.
Yeah, that's basically what it does.
And sometimes you can't defend.
It's basically charm, pretty much.
Yeah, it's really nice. I remember when we were testing the game and I landed on it, and then Erie and Hero was like, wow, this game sucks. Like, Frady Cat sucks, and I couldn't do anything. It's like, wait, actually, it's amazing. It's actually better. because it killed me. I got killed because of it. Like, wow, this is awful. That was so silly, honestly. Oh yeah, you know what else there is, Hero? The cut spinner one. That would actually be interesting and don't considering you're allowed to buy spinners like crazy. I would love to see it in that game, cutting someone's spinners in half. That would actually be interesting.
That'd be funny, actually.
I'd be fine with it because buying spinners is so common in Dokapon Kingdom compared to the other games. Like, you could start buying like 3 spinners and 4 spinners sooner, so I'd be fine seeing a cut.
It all also incentivizes people to at least have some crystals then at that point.
Yeah. You know what I don't want in Dokapon Kingdom, Hero? Like, never, and I think you'll agree with me on this.
What is that?
Earthquake magic.
Yeah, I'd be fine with wind. Don't believe me, call me crazy, but I would be fine with wind magic. I would not be fine with earthquake magic.
Only reason I'm fine with wind is we already have typhoon, so why? So sure,
yeah.
It's the same thing basically. Except
speaking of wind, that's one accessory so pointless with how.
Actually, I would argue that it's fine to get rid of typhoon and squall and just replace it with the wind magic damaging
from world. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
too. I'm okay with that. What you can do is just lower the chance, like make it the chance of whatever it was in world to move and then do damage. And I think people would be happier with squall or typhoon. They would be less upset about it.
Don't worry, it protects you from that wind damage in Kingdom that doesn't happen.
I think the chances of it in World was 20% of moving you. I think it was 20% to move you, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'd be fine with that Kingdom, because like then people would be less upset about like those, like you said. But I don't want Earthquake magic ever, because you know how big the last dungeon is? No one would actually get to finish the game. Let's be honest.
No, man, you know the one in DX that I used? How it can only be used if you're on the same map? That one would be more fine.
Yeah, I'm talking about the World Earthquake, not like not the meteor.
Yeah, World Earthquake is...
No, World Earthquake is... No, that should not be okay. That's actually disgusting, World Earthquake.
Yeah.
No, like, I do not want that in Dokapon Kingdom ever. Oh, that would be... Is there any accessories that are not in Kingdom that I would like to see as well? On that topic as well, for modding? Like, what are some accessories that are not in Kingdom as well?
Thinking about it, DX with how their D-goods are, that's a lot of accessories that could be a thing. That would actually just be equipment instead.
Yeah, imagine like the reveal one where you just randomly get a reveal. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I also, in modding today...
Imagine the red loot key in Kingdom.
I don't want the red loot key in Kingdom. No, I don't want that.
It's not a good idea, but that's funny.
It'd be funny, but I don't want it, because people would just gun for Zebra Bandana all the time, or Dream Rod in Chapter 3. No.
Yeah, get Zebra Bandana, then get the red loot key, and then just go on red loot with skeletons.
No, that would be awful. No. People just get Zebra Bandana for free every time. No, that'd be awful. The blue key would be interesting, but the only problem is it would make other people that missed out on it worse, because you can only get an item once in that game.
You gotta keep in mind in Kingdom it's not permanent. Someone could just take it. It's accessory, so you're losing Zebra Bandana.
I mean that part's true, yeah. If you
are you really wanting that instead of just buying a key over Zebra Bandana?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Like, the blue key's not bad in Kingdom. It's just a nice bonus if you got nothing.
Like, if you have nothing, it's fine. It's just, you might debate on it over other...
It gives you inventory space, which can be appreciated, but it's not going to be the best one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The red chest one is the one where it starts getting iffy, because that one's so good.
Oh my god, the pump stack ring would be gross in Kingdom, like, more pump stack.
That one's not a lot.
No, I would, no. If someone got that in Kingdom, I'd be like, no, stop what you're doing right now. That is not okay.
I'll say one thing over DX. At least you could guaranteed get rid of it.
Yeah.
If you beat them.
Yeah, if people are wondering what I'm talking about, there is an accessory in DX where you level up, you get an extra pump stat. Like, imagine that in Kingdom, with already your stats, growths, and masteries. And then it's like, hey, you want more pump stats on top of it? Yeah, sounds great, and be more broken. Awesome. That sounds like a great idea.
Well, no, man, we gotta get the best D part, the cheering one.
Yeah,
that's worthless.
The Munid, better ring of magic. You talking about the Majin ring? Yeah, I would actually not mind it in Kingdom though, because
It'd be fun to do in Kingdom.
Yeah, having the Majin ring in that game is fine. Yeah, you're talking about the Majin ring from World is what that is.
I just want to see like different ways of builds and stuff.
Also, you know, else would be broken the Godspeed ring, minus 30 defense, plus 30 speed in Kingdom. Oh my god, that'd be gross.
In current Kingdom, that's just strictly good.
That's just strictly no brainer. You take it. Accessory.
Yeah.
Minus 30 attack, plus 30 magic.
He's talking about the Majin.
No, minus 30 defense, plus 30 speed.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm
that'd be
talking
fine.
about the gods.
And
I'm talking
Kingdom
about
would be disgusting. Yeah.
I'm talking about
The
I'm talking
Majin
about
ring, I think it'd be fine. Minus 30 attack, plus 30 magic.
Majin, yeah. The Majin
Like,
ring is fine.
If defense were to get buffed and monsters had more HP, I would consider that a fair trade.
Yeah.
I was talking about the Godspeed ring would be disgusting in Kingdom. The plus 30 speed, minus 30 defense, the one enemy that drops in the world, that item, that'd be gross in Kingdom, because speed's already pretty nice, and you just get more speed for free, because you don't care about your defense stat. So yeah. Because basically here, I don't know if you were AFK, but we're basically just talking about like accessories that could also be modded in, that would be interesting to see in Kingdom as well. Like I was just brainstorming ideas for that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone in chat that's listening to this have any suggestions, feel free to throw them and we'll like respond to it. If you have any questions about certain things, we will read it. If like you think like, oh, this might be a good idea, or you know, this might be a good idea, feel free to ask. Don't be shy to ask. We'll just see what we think of it. So yeah, because like the nice thing about Kingdom right now, I will admit, is that even though we're not that far into like modding and balancing, there's always a future for it, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Which I do like, even though we're still like early into it, like 2 years I would say since like the first balance hatch. There's definitely more that can come out of this, which is nice, and that's
based on how stuff's looking, it looks really realistic for some of the stuff to happen.
Yeah, and that's why I think this is a good episode and like discussion for it, because there's just a lot you could do with it, like we've listed so far, like field
like
magic,
like Majin Ring, I know could happen.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not if they have to replace something or not.
Yeah, but like field magic, items, monsters, accessories, new chapters. Like there's just a lot of potential in general. Like hairstyles, like it's just crazy like how deep you can go with this stuff. Like for just a game like this. Oh, I had another great idea, you guys. Imagine if you could mod in the Japanese voices while playing in English. That'd be nice.
Yeah, those are always nice for people that want that.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's necessary, but...
Yeah, but it's still a nice idea.
Yeah, it'd be a nice feature, because there is some nice Japanese voices in Dokapon Kingdom. Like, for some of the characters. But, yeah, that would be cool as well, because there's a lot of games that do that, where they give you an English or, like, Japanese toggle option, like Marvel 3 did. Like, something like that did for the characters. It'd be really nice.
Subtitles would also be nice, I agree.
Yeah, subtitles you play in Japanese. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Isn't the text boxes already doing that technically?
Oh my god.
Unless you're talking about in the battles.
You mean, like, I guess kind of both in battles and other...
Yeah, it's just insane how much is to this kind of stuff with it in general. But yeah, we're mostly focusing on Kingdom today because the other Dokapon games haven't really been touched much because either coding issues or they're not translated yet. Because I think most people would want to see a translation first before balancing or mod ideas. Like,
when
I think
it comes to just what's on what consoles, DX and Kingdom are going to be the easier ones, and that's about it.
I think DX will probably be next for translation because it's a Dolphin GameCube game, so it's probably easy to code it. But yeah, I don't need to rant about Dokapon World coding because I've said that enough. People get it.
Yeah, PS2 be PS2.
Yeah, PS2 be it'd be like that. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. Unfortunately, sadly, yeah. But yeah. So, on the topic like balancing, how many games did you guys play on balance patch? Out of curiosity, like from your experience.
I've only
balance
played
patch?
one, I believe.
Like I'm asking, how many games did you play on the balance patch in general for
For
Kingdom?
me, I think I played
Yeah,
about 6
any
or
of you.
7.
6 or 7. What about you?
I only played like one, I believe.
I
Or
played
was
like
1.5.
3?
I guess one didn't complete, I think.
I think I played 3, but yeah. I was just asking because, like, from your experiences playing it, what are things you didn't agree with after playing it so much? Like, you could
Me?
see, like, yeah, I don't know about this. Yeah, any of you, yeah.
The one thing I didn't agree with was, well, first, the patch that Taco initially made to buff Warrior, which was the rally.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah,
that
War,
was
Warcry allowing me to go first 3 times in a row, that was like, wow, I want to bully everyone in the early game. And
oh, that one is bad.
You know,
Oh
with that kind of ability, you could just not touch Warrior if you don't need it, and just get it later, and then use it when you need it. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because, like, Warcry was already, like, I mean, Warcry was fine the way it was with the attack buff, but changing it to where, oh wow, someone's gonna fight me, I need to go first, I need to go first, I need to go first.
Why?
Like, imagine fights where it could have come down to who goes first, and it's like, no, I get to go first.
That's stupid. Yeah, no.
It's a cool ability for classes you have to work for,
You know,
but not a starting
Warrior just
class.
needed, all Warrior ever needed was a speed on level up. That's all it ever needed. And it got that in the balance patch, and it was fine.
Wait. I just realized something. What happens if someone fights Warrior and they have a reveal? Can they not rig it with reveal? Or is it when Warrior only counts?
It's only on Warrior's turn.
Oh, that's
So
still
on
really
Warrior's
silly.
turn, they always go first.
That's
Yeah, but
still really silly, though. Yeah, that is really silly, but yeah.
But I guess the other player could, with their turn on a reveal, make it so that they don't go first. But that doesn't really stop the fact that, like, there are sometimes fights where they're not allowed to go first, sometimes 2 times or 3 times in a row, and that just won't happen if you're a Warrior.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
Like, consistency is, like, anything you'll love. So having an option... You want consistency, or do you want, like, majorly, where you just feel, at that point?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mage is bad early game. Call me crazy. I think it's really nice.
No, I'm talking if that Warrior buff's around, running around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be.
I don't want to be a mage anymore.
You're not going to be engaging the Warrior.
Yeah, it's like at that point I don't want to be mage. At that point.
That was probably one of the worst ones, in my opinion. What are some other ones you didn't care for, Hero? In general, if you remember them, like for the balance patch.
What are some that are very memorable to me?
You didn't care for, like you didn't think were good additions. Is what I'm saying.
I need to boot up the list.
Yeah, you can boot it up.
This is kind
Actually,
of a hard one for me. I would say a lot of the magic variations, like Purse Cutter getting removed for. Oh wow, that's a long list.
I
think
agree
Purse
with
Cutter
that
getting
yeah.
Purse Cutter being nerfed by not being able to be bought was kind of a bad thing, but it was like
because it kind of helped.
The solutions had to be I had to pelt someone with magic until they lost items on death, and that was not fun.
Yeah, and then Alchemist is a thing. Which
there was another one where in theory, I actually thought I would have liked magician-based weapons having more magic, but I never really felt that unless I was actually going a magic build.
Yeah, that's fair too.
If I went a non-magic build, I just never felt like I would care for the addition.
Yeah,
and I think for magic build users, it's probably a nice addition, just not something I ever felt even when I did.
I don't really like the item one for Hero. I think that makes Hero too good.
Yeah,
I think
it's not just for Hero; it's for Robo Knight as well.
Well, Robo Knight is okay, but like Hero, it's like unacceptable.
I forget what happened to Alchemist. Didn't they get like more space, or what happened with them?
Oh yeah, they buffed. No, I don't think Alchemist got buffed. It was Acrobat that got buffed. I think right here for inventory space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with Acrobat being buffed.
Yeah.
Because the only problem with Acrobat in base game was its inventory was bad. What do you guys think defense would need in order to be viable stat to be invested into. Everyone knows defense is the worst stat in Kingdom by far.
I just think
they
it
would
needs
need
to have a modifier that increases it a bit better.
Yeah, the formula needs to be changed for it, definitely. 100%.
I think if the formula was something more like 2.0 to 2.4 like it is in the world, I think people would be fine with defense. That being said, it would make fights in general a lot harder. People are going to whine about no longer one-turn fights, it's always 2 or 3 turns, but I think that's an okay thing. That's a healthy thing to have in a Dokapon game. Where fights on average take longer.
Makes the game longer.
Fights are more intense because it's about actions and choices. It's less about, oh boy, I bought something that can just one-shot you.
Yeah, because, like, most RPGs, it's not realistic to beat enemies in one turn, unless you're, like, grinding in a low-level area, and you're grinding kind of thing. So, yeah.
There's also another thing, that it would allow some monsters that aren't as scary because they can get one-shot to be scary, like Dolahon.
Imagine the skeleton, like, with the
Imagine Death Cloud. Holy shit.
Oh my god, Death Cloud would be scary.
Death Cloud would actually be intimidating.
Like, Death Cloud was only scary when I first started game and didn't know what the heck I was doing. So yeah, that would be horrifying.
If Death Cloud actually got to live up to its name, that would be great. Doppelganger? Doppelganger could be scary. Like, I want monsters in Kingdom to be scary, but they're just not, is the problem. The scariest ones are the ones that, if they go first and they petrify you or something, oh god.
Like the cockatrice is scary.
The cockatrice, the crawler, and the worm. Those are like the scariest things you'll ever realistically find. I
forget which one it is, but the weaker variant, I hate that one when I was just stuck there because it wouldn't let me do anything else, I hate those enemies. Just
also,
for that.
The assassin can kind of be intimidating early game, because there's a lot of scary. I wish there was more scary enemies in Kingdom, in general, for sure, because it's unfortunate. Because I wish there was more threatening things. Because I have a problem with that in the game as well, sadly, with a few exceptions. But the worst part is here, it's mostly enemies with abilities, not even their kit. That's what else makes it feel kind of bad as well, sadly. But yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back. You can talk about other things going on.
Oh wow. I think generally though, if defense were to be buffed and fights were to take longer, I would think that Dokapon games in general would probably last around 80-90 weeks. And combat would definitely, I don't know if it'd be more or less common, but it would definitely be more interesting.
Oh yeah,
because the only reason like fights would last in Kingdom would be just because if they had revivals or death blocks. That'd be about it.
Yeah. Or if they were just getting really bad luck with certain stuff and they were just behind. And even then, you just go to a previous area to grind back up.
Kingdom has this one problem where people grind class XP, that's all they're going to do.
Yeah.
Just scaling mid to late game just so they have the highest chance to one-shot things.
I just had an idea. I don't know how this would execute, but it'd be interesting if there was like side quests in the game and you could do them to level up classes faster, or not just do faster.
Well,
but
like
just
they gave you like a level up or two in class.
Oh yeah, like what if the King's favors not just gave you local item values? What you're saying, basically, like added stuff.
Yeah, just basically side quests, just doing stuff.
That would be interesting to implement.
Yeah. You know, to be interesting, add more King's Favor side quests in general.
Yeah.
To the game. That
more
way,
would be fun.
Yeah. Because sadly, there's just not enough in the game in Kingdom. And personally, the only one I feel like that's worth doing is maybe kill Wallace. But even then, it's kind of iffy in my opinion. Because I don't remember how much local item value you get from beating Wallace. I would also like that. Speaking of balancing, I wish local items were better in Dokapon Kingdom because they don't feel that rewarding or worth it, in my opinion. Yeah. They don't give enough money at all compared to everything else.
I never mess with the mechanic unless it has some reason it's good at the moment, and that's it.
And Kingdom, the only ones that are worth messing with are the gems with castle investing, but that doesn't matter because most people just house ban castle investing, so no one cares kind of thing. So it doesn't matter. That's the problem with that. Because it's like, okay, cool, I can do these $30 million gems, but like no one wants to play that way, so they just house ban it. It's like, no. Yeah. No.
What modifier would be good for that, and what would be something to test? So, the reason why I say 2.0 to 2.4 is that's what other Dokapon games have used, and it'd actually be really cool to test that as like a kind of like a defense buff meta, where what would combat look like if people had to not take one turn, and you can probably combine that with the strike gets nerfed patch. If they were in tandem, to see Dokapon without the funny strike button, basically, pretty much.
There was, I think, one more balance patch I didn't like. I'm just trying to remember on that topic earlier before I left. I'd have to look at the list again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, someone is doing a No Strike Kingdom run, but that is also kind of funny now I think about it, because may Frank lets his soul rest in peace trying to get that run finished.
He likes to do 20 runs. I'm sorry, I was just pulling up the list again while I'm at it, because there was something else I need to look at it. Oh, didn't they change castle investing as well in the balance patch, Hira?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice change, actually. That's appreciated. I don't think people bother with it much, but it's the thought that counts, and it's nice though. So if someone tries to be rude in castle invest, they don't just like, mess the game up and make it bad for everyone kind of thing. So there's that at least. Let me see. I don't remember if there was another ability they changed. Oh, I like Escape nerf, actually. I do like that.
Escape nerf. They changed what skills are level 4s or not, so you have to work for it.
That's also fine. I'm also cool with that as well.
Because Soulfire being a level 2 is really questionable.
It's like arguably one of the best in the game, level 2.
Time to sneeze and get the best ability.
Yeah. One of the best abilities, yeah. Remember getting Alchemy at level 2? With Alchemist? Yep. That's great. That's a great idea. That's just... Yeah. No.
The Vanish being shortened is nice.
Yeah. I think Vanish, personally, is, like... I think people overrate how good it is, personally, but it is still nice as an option. I don't think Vanish is as broken as people argue, in my personal opinion.
I just don't like it's a guarantee. I like the one where it's like 1 to 3. You don't know how long it is, but...
Yeah, that's fine.
I like.
Yeah.
The one where it lasts 1 turn, that's debatable. But the one that 1 through 3, that feels good.
One turn is too short. Like, no.
Yeah, so if you sometimes just get unlucky and only get 1 turn, okay.
Yeah, sure. Because at that point, it's on the game at that point, if you get unlucky.
Yeah. You're more likely always going to get 2 turns, realistically, but sometimes you'll get the sad 1 or the lucky 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, like, a lot of people debate if Vanish is, like, too good or not, but personally, I don't think it is, because you lose out on a lot of other things. Like, you can't grind class XP, you can't take towns, so...
The only time Vanish feels disgusting is during Darkling. That's literally the only reason why I don't like it that much.
Yeah, it's kind of just a Darkling counter play thing. Like, you counter play...
When it comes to other stuff, it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's not. The only other time...
Like, to be honest, I never use Vanish unless it's for Darkling, so it kind of just feels like it's strictly for Darkling.
The only other time I use Vanish in Kingdom Eerie is Chapter 3 with the item quest, because people try to hit you with Purse Cutter.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's another time you would use Vanish, is during that. Like, you're trying to deliver it, and then people are trying to Purse Cutter your item, so you can't get the castle. So, yeah, that's another time I would do that. But that's about it for, like, when I would use Vanish in Dokapon Kingdom, personally.
Yeah. The only time I think you mind is if you're wanting to get to the castle in the sky for some reason and you don't want to get dicked on by Rico, I guess.
Yeah. or someone has like come here or something and drag you out,
Yeah.
and you can't get the hero license or something good you
Yeah.
want. Up
Like
there.
there's times for it, but it's usually you don't want to use it.
Yeah. It only really matters for like Darkling Chapter 3, or if you're playing with like really toxic people and you can't trust them, so you have to go vanish and you can't, so you don't get hit by
Yeah.
shit on the field. But yeah. Vanish, I think, is fine for the most part. It just sucks that most of it is just anti counterplay to like
Mhm.
Darkling. That's my only
I
issue,
think
really.
if anything, you might get it too early because it's like the first item store, which is.
I'm fine with them changing it if you can't buy it till later. That would actually
Yeah.
change. Like you can't buy it till like chapter 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah, you know, Darkling, you just exist, and I just don't care anymore as long as I'm near that item store.
Yeah, or you just go thief and like, escape, like we said. But 50-50 escape
Yeah.
nerf is very nice.
Oh, that was so good. I wish it worked for monsters.
Mm-hmm. Like, so wabbits wouldn't just escape and they like, goodbye, and you get nothing. Yeah.
Because it makes that week become, oh, time to just do nothing for a week and hope you get something.
Mm-hmm. That was unfortunate, really. Because, yeah, like, oh, yeah, all these cool drops we can get runs away. It's like, well...
Actually, the funny
sad.
thing is, in DX, the chests barely run away compared to wabbits.
Yeah, they do. They seem to, like, attack or strike a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, what they do. But yeah. That would be nice if it got nerfed for enemies, because it's like, well... It just kind of sucks that it just feels like the game's wasting your time and like just being rude to you, and it sucks when that happens.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, this cool wabbit. I could get like a wabbit shield or something, and then it's like,
Nope, goodbye.
Nope, goodbye. Yeah, pretty much.
Like if the shield wasn't that good, it wouldn't feel as
I'll be
bad.
right back.
But the
Alright.
wabbit shield is amazing though. So you
Yeah, that's why in DX I don't mind it as much. It's like, oh no, I lost some money, but I'm not gonna cry about it that hard.
Yeah, same within the world too. It sucks because wabbit drops some nice things too, like beta pills, cell phones, like some good items, like in general.
Yeah, like it can change the game super hard, so it feels bad when they just run.
Because you could literally be carried by, you could be crutched by wabbit shield for like the whole game in Kingdom. Like that could be huge to win the game. Yeah.
And if you're having money issues, you have a shield you don't have to worry about ever buying again. So
right, and then you could actually play the video game, which is
you get so much more wiggle room.
What a actual crazy concept! Insane.
Yeah, that's why everyone's like, "Oh, wabbits!" Woo!
Yeah, you know, it'd be funny. Like like an idea to mod in. So like the cell phone, the other games that call in the random events. Imagine if you could call in weekly events at any time.
Yeah, that would be.
You call in Wabbit Week. Say, hey guys, you want to fight some wabbits? And you call it in. It's like, okay. I don't know how that works, but that's funny.
Yeah. Speaking of events, one of them I would want to see from DX. I don't know how to do it. Is the kid one where you either blame someone or he gives you something.
I mean, it would work technically. Like it could be.
You would have to change how it works, like not mechanically, but how it functions, like from stuff. Because I don't think you want to beat up a kid in Kingdom.
No, that would be awful. I don't think that would make it in a Western release in English.
Yeah.
Up a kid
So it'd be a little differently, but mechanically it'd be the same thing still.
Yeah. It's really messed up. That's in DX. You just
yeah. It's one of the
basically
weirder ones.
Basically, people don't understand. There's this random event in DX where a kid shows up, and you can either be nice and talk to him, and he'll give you an item, or you could beat the shit out of him. And then what you do is he can't see because you broke his glasses, and then you ask who you are, and then you tell him who it is, and then you send the kid to them, and then basically the mom basically sues you, and you could go into debt or lose a bunch of money. Basically, you're basically getting class action lawsuit from the mother.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really funny. It's like what? It's like if someone's been like being rude to you, and then you get that event, you could just beat the kid up, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna send it to that player, and then they get sued for like $300,000 in their debt.
They're kind of just out of it for a bit.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny event if you ask me. Kind of morbidly messed up, but you know.
Yeah, like you gotta change that a bit, but mechanically that event's good.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I would love to see some other events too in the game, like the Doctor, like modded in Kingdom. That would also be really interesting, as well.
He seems neat.
Yeah, like just paying for stats or...
In World, the one that'd be funny is the delivery, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be funny because, like, nitroglycerin is arguably worse in Dokapon Kingdom because how it, like, never blows up and you always keep it for, like, half the game. So it'd be nice to give to someone else because
But no, man, it's a poor man's death block.
Oh my god. I mean, it is, but it's still annoying that you can't get rid of it, though, or the option.
Yeah.
That part is annoying. I don't think we can deny that. So.
Yeah. Just hold on to it forever. It's a death block now.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue with it. Like, you could go through, like, a whole game of Kingdom, and nitroglycerin's just still there when you beat the final boss. It's just how...
Yeah, that rate needs to be buffed while we're talking about
Speaking of balancing, yeah, nitroglycerin probably go off more often. Yeah, it's a good point.
Nitroglycerin should be a 50-50, personally.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that, because at that point it gets ridiculous.
Yeah, nitroglycerin lasts way too long.
Because I think nitroglycerin lasting for like 20, 30 weeks is a little ridiculous.
That's what I was saying before you got back, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like it's a poor man's death block with how it behaves right now.
It is. Yeah.
Like, it sometimes will trigger, sometimes it won't. And the time it happens, it's gonna not matter, or it's going to save your life, and it's hilarious.
I'd rather just kill you like the other games.
Yeah, that's something too. Just have it kill the person too.
Yeah, just kill the person, whatever. Be done with it. Yeah, I think that would be a lot better, personally.
Because it becoming a poor man's death block. It's like, yeah, imagine this shitty item, you kill them, and their death block triggers, and not their death block, their nitroglycerin triggers, that you live, and then you could then kill them. That would feel like shit.
It would feel awful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically while you were gone, we were talking about events that could be modded into the game. Like, we talked about the kid one from DX where you get sued for beating him up or whatever. We talked about that one. We also talked about, Erie loved the idea of Musashi, the delivery bird from World in the game. Like, sending bad items and charging for it.
Yeah, that's how we got to the nitroglycerin talk.
Yeah, because we were talking about how awful nitroglycerin feels in Kingdom because how it's like, well, okay, it's like, you know, this cool item that's like stuck in your inventory for like half the game. There's nothing you can do about it. It's great, honestly. And then you get a big bug, and then you like, it's like, oh, yay, thank you, game, for giving me a big bug. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Oh yeah, you could also have the Shimigami. Yeah, so on the top like curse item, Shimigami flute would be interesting from World, like you mentioned earlier.
What does that do?
Shimigami Flute in World makes it your next death is a guaranteed Reaper death. Guaranteed. Yeah, that's gross, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty gross, huh?
That would be fine.
That would be fine.
That's that's incentive to not piss someone off.
Yeah, because it's like not only does it take up an inventory slot like nitroglycerin, it guarantees a Reaper death. That's awful. That's horrible.
You're basically just being marked.
Yeah, that sounds awful. Yeah, guaranteed Reaper death. Like, oh Jesus! Like, no, please don't. Please, I don't want this. I wonder if there's like more cursed item ideas, like as well, like new ones, like we could come up with.
Why do you want cursed items ideas?
Why not? It'd be funny.
This is in general, not saying it's gonna happen.
Do you want the one where you just win a robbery no matter what for cursed item?
Sure, why not?
Or for like Darkling, I guess.
Sure.
As long as it can't be duped, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, why not? Because like, especially in the other Dokapon games where like robbing's actually painful when you lose. Not so much Kingdom. Well, Kingdom it doesn't matter because robbing's whatever if you fail, in my opinion.
Yeah, so it's not as big of a deal there, but at least it's still a bonus good item.
Yeah, you just basically get free good items, basically, which is cool. Oh, imagine if they changed like mystery effects in Dokapon Kingdom, like how you could turn someone into Darkling, like, as mystery.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
That would really suck for some people. It's like, oh yeah, I got all these revivals. No, you can be a Darkling right now.
Oh, it's too funny.
You're trying to beat the final boss. No, you're a Darkling. You lose all your fucking money in towns. Fucking, that would suck. That actually sucks more than in DX.
Be awful. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm doing so good. I have all these basic items, and it's like, hey, it's time to be a Darkling, and then you lose all your items, and then you just cry. It's like, well,
Yeah, there goes your towns and everything.
yep, there goes all your towns. Imagine like if you're not losing either, like you were in first or like
Yeah.
second, and you were doing
Yeah, that's
very
okay.
well.
Like that could be mean, and if it hits last place, then they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess this is happening."
It's time to go Darkling earlier, which is fine.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's mystery is pretty funny though. You know what I wish was better in Kingdom though? I feel like traps are underwhelming in that game, personally.
Traps in general.
World they're pretty dangerous, I will say.
Gotcha. I haven't played much of World. I'm just saying from all my experience from what I played of like on traps feels so underwhelming.
I'm gonna say is Hero took one step in Africa and then he died to a trap. Like it did like 1,000 damage and it killed him. He took one step and he died. He was like dead. It was like okay.
Nope, not allowed.
Yeah. On the topic of dying, you know how nitroglycerin like takes forever to proc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know in Dokapon World you can make it go off with field magic and then kill someone with it? I hit Hero with a like earthquake and then he blew up to the nitroglycerin. He was dead. He was just gone. It just blew up and he died. He was just gone.
To be fair, I don't get why it doesn't do that in Kingdom. Or
no, it should.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I don't get it, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like you hit them with a tiny ice magic. It does like maybe 3 damage, and then.
Yeah. It's too funny. Yeah, honestly, in Kingdom, it should be changed to where it just kills you. That makes no sense. How it works. It also sucks how it sits in your inventory forever. To be honest.
Yeah, depending on the class you are, you could just be like stuck with 3 inventory slots, I believe, with one of the characters.
Like Warrior really sucks because Warrior only has 6, I believe.
Yeah. Doesn't someone have 4, or am I smoking something?
That's Jobless and World, but not Kingdom.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking, because like in Jobless and World, that felt so bad. I was just having this nitroglycerin just
yeah. Yeah.
If it was Kingdoms, that would even suck more, because I want my space, dang it.
Yeah. That'd be awful. Especially like Chapter 3, because the Chapter 3 objective where you need to take the items, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awful, to be honest. I feel like blackmail is fine in Kingdom right now.
Yeah.
I didn't like it and how it did in some other games personally. But it's fine in this game.
Terrain can trigger nitroglycerin. That's funny.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Because it is magic, it is damage.
Yeah.
You just get a little heal and then they blow up.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That can happen.
It doesn't even matter whether they block it or not.
Oh, you want to know what the worst part was?
It was still something.
It was the ability drain, not the magic drain. That's the worst part, Erie. It was the bat drain.
Speaking of that bat, I don't want that in Kingdom. No thanks.
Oh, no. Please, no. I don't either. Don't worry.
You don't like ability drain?
No, I'm good.
Drain that you can't block, that's fair, right? That's needed.
Also, speaking of drain, real quick, since I'm thinking of bad drains, Journey's drain could go fuck itself. Guaranteed half health. Doesn't matter how much health you have, just 50% max health gone.
Wait, if you M-guard, does it still drain?
No, it blocks, but if you don't block it, if you're at 50% HP, you just die.
Wait, what? It actually kills? I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, drain kills. It does guaranteed 50% max HP of the opponent.
So
it's magic.
So it doesn't have. It just does half total, no matter what.
Yeah, it does half total regardless, which means you could die in drain in 2 hits.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait, whoa. That is not okay. Excuse me? That's
why I don't want to do magic builds in that game. It's like, why do that when I have funny drain?
That's so stupid. Oh my god, no, why?
The reason I'm so upset with it is because I was like, oh, it's a bat, I'm fine, he has drain, I'll live.
He died, like, wow, this game's awful. This game sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really
Doesn't
unfortunate.
matter your build. You just want to do someone half their max health.
Why did they change Drain like that? Because Drain was like the same in all the other games. That doesn't make.
I
any
don't
sense.
know. Drain's the most inconsistent like thing in Dokapon.
Yeah. Makes no sense, honestly. I don't get it. It's just
Yeah, it's just weird.
why I don't. Why could Trey kill Erie? I don't get it. I actually did not know that. He told me today. Thanks for sharing that story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
really
why that's one of the many reasons I don't like Journey.
Yeah, no, God, it's so stupid. Oh, that's so dumb. Like, why?
It could be worse.
Like,
It could be DX Drain where it's just 99% of their HP. And you get a full heal regardless of where that 99% HP would heal you to that.
At least you can actually block it.
at least you don't die. At least you live at 1 HP. That's. Oh yeah, it doesn't help that there's a thing called stacks in Journey, and you just lose them all as well.
Yeah.
So stupid. Anyways, that's enough talking about shit talking Journey because that's not hard to do.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah, that's why with Worlds Drain, it's like it still feels like shit, but it can't kill you. I think.
Yeah.
Unless
No,
I'm-
it can't. No, it can't kill. Don't worry.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, that's fine with that. I still don't like it, but at least
Yeah.
you're not completely dicked.
Yeah, the only reason this person died was because the drain set the nitroglycerin, and the nitroglycerin is what killed them, not the drain itself. Like, the nitroglycerin blowing up killed them.
Mechanics are funny sometimes.
Mechanics in Dokapon games sometimes don't make any sense, or are just really plain silly, to be honest.
Yeah. 0 damage. Okay. Goodbye. You die now.
You know what? I'm surprised hairstyle you didn't recommend Hero for Kingdom.
Which one?
An Akame one from, like, Akame Got Kill or something.
I mean, I like the series a lot, but that's not the priority.
I know,
I still think that
get-
should happen.
Yeah, but I've
Damn, you're really trying
I'm
to call
surprised.
out what the shit I like. God damn.
I mean, half the games of Dokapon you play, you name yourself Akame. To be fair,
Yeah? Actually, in Kingdom games, in the world I name myself Akame, but in Kingdom actually I name myself Zenith a lot.
Well, you named yourself
In Xena.
Roxanne.
I also named Roxanne in the world game. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kingdom, yeah, I named
Oh,
myself Roxanne.
Kingdom. No, not
But
World
the
Kingdom.
name that I most commonly used has been Zenith.
Oh, okay. But yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure is that your Parsec picture too? I'm pretty sure was it.
Yes,
Akame? I don't
yes,
remember.
my Parsec picture
Yeah.
is indeed Akame.
Yeah.
You know, we should talk about the conversation we had the other day, since you're trying to calm me down.
Then I just have a
Context. What happened?
Oh, you want to get context on stream? Let's do this.
no. We're good. I think. No, we're fine. Nah, we're good. It's not necessary at all.
Look at this.
Nope.
No one hiding secrets in his own stream already.
Yep, I sure am. And then I just have a stupid beam picture on my Parsec, basically. Like,
Mhm.
really dumb one. But yeah. What are the hairstyles I want? You know what else would be nice? Like outfits and Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like actual outfits. That would be nice.
Not
Like
sure
I
how
said
they
earlier.
go about that, but if they
Yeah,
do
I'm not
get
sure
it work,
either.
that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It maybe make it work. I'm not 100% sure how you do it.
Yeah. Be cool if you could actually figure out and
You can definitely change how some of the classes look. It's just for specifically to make any class look like something else, though. Like, I'm sure it's possible. It's just, how would you go about that?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see like Archmage, like you suggested earlier. To be honest,
What was that again?
Archmage in Kingdom, the class from World.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting in a game like Kingdom.
To be honest, something I would want to do is like a balance change, like to make one of the other later magics do what Magician actually does, but I'm not too sure.
Which magic area you're talking about later? in Kingdom?
Like the ability, because like getting the magician double magic early is like it's great, but it's not that good.
Oh, meditate on a different class is what you're saying.
No, not meditate. The field ability where you can use 2 magics.
Oh yeah, on a different class. Yeah, because
it's good, but it's too early.
The problem is you're not gonna ever stay magician for like a whole game, probably.
Yeah, like that ability should be on a later magic class.
Yeah. The problem is the only other one in the game is like alchemist, and then it's like, well, you're just duping stuff. You're never spam. Like you are spamming, but you're just duping like normal items, kind of thing.
Yeah. Like if there's extra additional classes, it'd be nice if we just had one where we just do that later. Because like, I want to use magician's like funny 2 magic thing, but it's like, why would I do it so late?
Yeah. The only games where it's relevant is like DX if you pick Rizzoli, or like you do World like Archmage mid to late game Archmage kind of thing, where you spam 3 a turn. So yeah.
The only thing I could think of is that they made it after you get like all done with all the magic classes, you could go back to the first class and it gets more powerful with each class you mastered that was based on it. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, like giving you an actual reason to go back to a starting job in the game, like an actual incentivizing reason to do
I don't know how that would work though.
Yeah. Because I think the problem is if you're doing a magic build in Kingdom, you're either going to stay alchemist or even hell, you probably even do spell sword. I'm not even joking. You might just do spell sword.
Just make a tier 3 like class where you did all the tier 2s of the magic.
Like you did like magician and alchemist or whatever.
Yeah. Like what do you need? Like you need alchemist and spell sword done, then you get this 3rd class.
Yeah. And then that's like maybe Archmage, for example, could be the class we're talking about, and then it's 3 a turn. Yeah. I wish there was more class variants like that in Kingdom. That would be pretty cool to see one day. By the way, here, what was that one idea JJ had the other day about like a +3 class or something? What was it again you were talking about?
It was +5 and 1 stat and nothing else.
That's gross.
Oh.
No. No. That's what pump stats and mastery stats too, right?
Yeah, pump stats and mastery stats.
No.
I could see a +3 and then 1 and 2 other stats, but that's about it.
Not +5. Nope.
Because like if you want to hyper do something, like you want to go really hard in the magic, I could see it for like Archmage maybe, if that was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't want to.
Because if we're doing this theoretical like triple class, like the 3rd line where your final master class, like I could see that being like you're hyper focusing this stat.
I think 5 is too much though.
Speaking of classes though, we need classes that actually represent defense and that does actually get balanced out.
Cleric, Ulamau.
Cleric's no more for HP, that's the problem.
If anything, cleric should, I don't know, this might be a bad idea, but a starting class, honestly.
People debated that, actually. It's funny because
then you have, like, that would equal a lot of classes, but you get what I'm trying to say with, like, the extras.
I mean, cleric was a starting class in the world, so it wouldn't be that
good. Like, cleric's not that big of a deal starting off with.
You know what would make it a big deal starting off then? If its mastery was actually HP. That would be disgusting. If it was HP mastery instead of defense mastery for starting the game.
That's why defense needs to get like buffed first. Before
that's why like, in the current game, like if we're talking this theoretical, like let's just say Redux Kingdom, like it would be fine. But in the current setup, that'd be disgusting.
Yeah, no, not right now with how things are.
Yeah, not right now.
There's definitely a lot that would need to be done first before considering that for sure.
Yeah. It's just something I'm just thinking, it's like, that'd be fun just to have more options. Because that's one thing I like about the world, there's so many options.
Yeah, it's 25 total in the game, crazy. But yeah, let's see, what time is it? We got about, I'd say 10 minutes left, I think. Yeah. If there's any, like, questions you guys have in either the Discord, like, VC, or here in this chat, just let us know. We'll answer it. Like, we got a little time left. We don't mind answering your questions, if you have any. before
or just
we.
ideas in general of stuff you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
any suggestions, any questions, feel free to shoot them. We'll answer it to the best we can. We don't have a problem with that. Because we got about roughly 10 minutes, I would say, it looks like. But yeah, I think this was a great discussion idea because there's just a lot to it and a lot of things you can.
There's a lot of stuff that can be done.
Yeah, it's insane, actually, just how much there really is. It's actually insane. But yeah. I'm looking forward to the future of it, like I said earlier. Like, the potential of it. And even though we're mostly focusing on
what they did with Adventure Mode, give it a year, I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff that'll be pending as well.
Yeah. You know, we've been
that's a big code change.
You know, we've been mostly focusing on Kingdom. I would love to see other stuff for other Dokapon games once they get translated. But yeah, that'll be more of a work in progress kind of thing over the few years. But yeah, you never know. We'll just have to see towards the future for things. But yeah. I think though playing with some mods or balance patch definitely made me want to play the game a little more. Not as much though, but a little bit more.
Yeah.
I do want to try out your one idea. Yeah, I still want to try your one idea someday, Erie, when we clear out some of our games for Kingdom.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
The no pumping speed around game to just see how silly it is.
Yeah,
Hero, you should play that with us. Doesn't that sound fun?
What? Pumping only defense?
No, it was no. The rule was you can't pump speed. No pumping speed, like as an idea.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be just crazy. Because I'm gonna pump only HP.
Right? That's what I would do, exactly. Right?
If I don't do that, I'm gonna do a magic build.
Yeah, or a magic build.
I'll say right now, Hero, I already see a problem with the HP strat. You're gonna be stuck in battles for 10 years, whether you like it or not.
I literally did a run where I did only HP at 3,000, and the only reason I didn't win was because I got F'd by RNG in the end. But you know what? For 80% of the game, I was doing great.
Yeah, the reason why Yuri had that idea was the discussion we had about speed pumping, debate, and then it's like, hey, let's try playing a game about speed pumping and see how silly it looks and see why it's maybe a necessary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, if you do that, I'm either pumping HP or I'm just doing magic build like Hero said. Probably HP, because why the hell not? Because I just think I'm probably pumping if it's not speed.
I'll be honest, Noman, you're always doing a little HP. There's no choice. There's no standard plans.
No, I know, but I'm saying like I'm probably super hardcore in pumping HP. Like maybe only HP and a little bit of something else, like attack or something. Kind of thing.
I would have, sadly, regardless of what I'm going to do, I have to pick some characters that, like, the speed classes early, just for I'm not getting completely...
Oh, yeah, you would probably start Thief. You would probably start Thief in that for the mastery, like the speed mastery.
Because that speed's going to matter, just to not get blocked all day, because magic's not good enough early.
You probably do, like, Ninja and Thief, at least for speed mastery, probably.
Yeah.
Then that's all you need, and then you pump like HP and attack, or if you pump HP magic, like magic build, just depending on what you want to do, basically.
I'd want to go a spell sword build at that point.
Yeah, spell sword would be fun to do, honestly, because why not? If you're not gonna get speed anyways, and do like a magic spell sword build.
Not even like as an end class, just to get some of those masteries.
Yeah. Cleric starting class would be cool. If not, maybe like a guardian class would be cool, but maybe it would have a battle skill that increases its defense. But imagine a field skill that turns the guardian to a rock costume. That'd be interesting, like kind of like the ninja in World, but more of a passive instead of like that could be interesting idea for like
I don't know for a starting ability the rock, but it's a cool ability. I don't think for a starting class that's a good idea. But...
No. He was saying cleric starting class would be cool, not this.
Then
cleric. We said cleric would be fine as a starting class, like for Kingdom.
Yeah, like if that's after you did cleric, then that's fine.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, basically.
Yeah, the thing about doing this cleric starting class is you gotta figure out, like, example like that guardian, you need more, like, more duo classes.
Mm-hmm. Need more duos into, like, the class tree, essentially, to make it make sense, basically.
Like magic HP, magic attack, magic speed, magic defense.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's all
having classes that each represent a stat would be cool.
Yeah, like Archmage for magic, then like something for defense.
Mm-hmm. And if you did all the classes that were associated with that thing, you get their special class, basically.
Yeah. What do you think it'd be for speed?
That's a good question.
You know, it'd be funny like a race car driver, even though they don't have a car. You know?
There's a lot you can do with speed.
Do like assassin class, like someone suggested.
Mm-hmm. There's like a bunch of stuff you could do.
Yeah.
All I will say is a lot of them could be going weep. I'm just kidding.
Weep. You know, it'd be a cool combination. All the primary classes combined, or something like that, or maybe it's like I wouldn't mind something where it was like I don't know. It'd be hard to find something that would work for it. Maybe like Warlock or like or maybe like Battle Master kind of thing, where it's like
Battle Master.
It's only one in all three stats, and like the mastery is maybe HP. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
It'd be basically one in everything.
I think it'd be class. I think it would be fine getting mastery one of everything at that point because of how long it would take. But who knows?
Definitely need some tweaking. Maybe it'd be something cool like for Battle Master. It'd be like the cheating thing from what's it? The World with like Gambler cheating ability.
Yeah.
Where basically you get to on defensives you choose the right option no matter what.
Because the idea I was thinking of is like if you do like you don't get two stat like masteries on the beginner classes, but on the duo classes you get two stats as masteries. So if you did all the first layer classes, you would only get like because you were slowing down and not getting all these extra masteries, you would get a benefit of just getting one of all of them, like jobless almost.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
But you have to work to get the jobless like stat gain. Like it's probably not the greatest execution, but that's just what I was thinking.
Yeah, sounds like a cool idea that could be maybe worked in the game someday.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a pretty good idea and a fun discussion. Like I said earlier, because there's just there's just a lot to modding and balance patching because just so many people have different opinions or things they value or like. It just makes the discussion be really interesting and go in very many different directions, and it's very nice and intriguing to see kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice because like it's really nice just seeing what other people like value in a game, like balancing and what they think is
people
busted.
definitely have different views.
Yeah.
I think a lot more options would also just help balance in general.
Yeah, if you had more options instead of, like I said earlier, how it feels like most of the end game is like 3 or 4.
Because taking is good and all, but adding is always more fun.
Yeah. Because if you add stuff, even if you think it's bad, there's always things you can work on adding things in the long run in general. So there's things you can just work on to solve those issues rather than taking away and having less options and it making it feel like garbage, basically.
Yeah, but in this theoretical class thing, dude, hero would have to be reworked because, oh, fuck, how are you going to do that?
That's a good question. Definitely, you would have to rework it.
On that note, I think unless there's any more questions, we're pretty much at the here.
Yeah, we're pretty much about to wrap it up here. It looks like based on the time and what's left. Yeah, if there's any last questions in the last minute, feel free to answer them, or we'll answer them. And if not, it looks like we'll be done. It looks like because it looks like we're about to wrap it up.
Yeah, we already have it
This
set up.
One will, yes, this one will be saved, yes.
If it somehow doesn't, I'll be upset with Twitch because it should be doing it by itself.
We'll probably re-upload this one at some point. But yeah, for now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we plan on re-uploading this on YouTube in the future, starting with this one, thankfully. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully, if you missed something or you liked a certain part of it, you could always rewatch it later at a given time.
If anything, I should probably just record the audio of this stuff, honestly.
Yeah, we can start doing that. But yeah, I hope you guys. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode though, and yeah, we'll have the next episode next Saturday. And if you want to say hi to us, come stop by the Discord. The link is in our Twitch profile. Come by and say hi. If you want to play a game or something, ask questions, have fun, chill out. We're here in this Discord. It's pretty nice.
We're always around.
Yep.
Bye bye.
All right.
Have a good
Goodbye,
one.
everyone. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Oh, shoot,
Goodbye.
questions.
Well,
My only question would be, why didn't we have on the podcast? That's a question for Noman.
Because I decided this topic at like the last minute, the day before.
When a man stays up for 40 hours in a row, he kind of
I don't have to talk about staying up for 40 hours. I'm playing DS. That's not important to this podcast. It doesn't need to be known.
If anything, we need to work on, I'll admit, is just some more forward planning.
I do have some planning for the next episode.
Yeah, you have some already, so I'm not saying, all bad. It's just, we have 2 later is the problem.
Yeah. Well, I have an episode planned for next Saturday already in mind.
Yeah.
I do have that one planned. And then I have another episode.
Next one.
Yeah. Next week I have something planned. It'll be more prepared. But yeah. I would have loved to have them on, but you can be upset at me because I was like, I kind of can't schedule it the day before, because of a funny thing called time zones and people scheduling. So, But yeah, I think we're wrapping it up now. I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode and they had fun and to hear what we had to say.
On that note, have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.